What's up guys, welcome back with another video. Today we will be making a video of the new event going on right now. I might have not spelled the event right because I was doing something, so yeah. And looks like this dude is playing some Fortnite, watching some replays. So yeah, let's go watch him. It's the event Party Royale. If you want to join me, feel free, and maybe we could have a little clan battle. So yeah, let's do this.
Is not letting him heal up at all, not relenting, trying to pressure down and give everyone else a chance to catch up.
Not going to be talking because I want you guys to hear this.
200 HP as Rifle can crash pad it in. The box goes through. He's not going to be able to crash pad out, and number one is out of the game. That's really good for Deceptos, who currently in second place right now.
Not only is it good for Deceptos, it's good for every single player in the lobby. Wick is down in third. Rifle is down in first. What does that mean? It doesn't matter how low on the leaderboard you are. You can convert a victory royale. That's 14 points without the eliminations. Traditionally, we've seen at least 4, if not 5. That's a 19-point game. Any player who walks away with a victory here could rocket themselves up the leaderboard, and Tayson's trying to do it, and he does it to Janice himself over in the Steamy Stack side. The duo and trio partners, they played together time and time again, but there is no love lost in solos. It doesn't matter who you're fighting against. At the end of the day, with 2 matches left, when your back is against the wall and that Axe of Champions is on the line, when you've seen the #1 player go down, you're taking every fight at 100%, and Tayson cleans up the FNCS Invitational winner, no problem.
A beautiful display of skill there from Jason. Says, you know what, all is fair in love and war. I'm taking it down. I'm getting it. Just a reminder, there's $800,000 on the line here today. One elimination could separate you from a certain placement threshold on that overall leaderboard, and that could be the difference between some big amounts of money. So no one wants to go out just sitting there not taking engagement or having to think about, oh, that one elimination would have put me there. Deceptos, however, in second place right now, but first place, third place, seventh place, we're all out of the game. Nas still in the game from what we know, Reveal still in the game from what we know, and Hen still in the game from what we know. There's still a chance for him to be challenged, but this is great for Deceptos, because if he can just make it to a top 5, he's already going to eclipse the points that Rifle had. So any eliminations and any placement past that will be so good for him.
And you can see what Deceptos is doing right now. He's hanging out inside of his box, and he's editing the cone in the top. What that allows you to do, as opposed to other structures, you can see out the top of that cone. You can kind of scout out the information around you. He's trying to figure out where the priority is, and once the zone does reveal, he's going to move a little bit more inland from that outside. He knows he doesn't want to be right on the edge, but he also doesn't want to move too far center, as he wants to set himself up for that 4th and 5th zone positioning. As now we're going to swing on over the farm, and a number of players here: Lechi, Ardit, Mongrel, and Noah Riley. And also right on the edge of that next stage.
Mongrels in this, guys?
He's got that shockwave launcher that has been doing very well. I think 3 out of the 4 games the player has won with actually using it. That last game we saw it actually get defeated there. Will Noah be able to reign supreme with it? With only 27 builds, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He's got to get this elimination down below. Dropping through the rafters, though, will give him an opportunity to get a drop, but it misses. As a third party coming through, Noah Riley suddenly finds himself in a situation he does not want to be in, and the quick edits out will return him to the high ground, but there's not much to work with here. He's already farmed it all out.
Yeah, and he's going to now start breaking those builds. You saw they were already damaged. He's trying to get as much wood without actually converting over, but he is quite literally right on the white line of the zone with so many sharks in the water right around him. You saw Mongrel saying, nope, I'm getting out of there. And if Mongrel's rotating away from the situation, you probably don't want to get stuck in it either. But Noah Riley, if anybody has the loadout to make it work, it's him with the mythic weaponry, particularly in close quarters. You have so many options available to you, and that mythic charge shotgun hits so hard, and his
Why is this dude messing us up and just trying to watch it with my screen?
Boxes freezes, edits himself up, and he's going to pop those shields, get the med kit off, and try and defend. But no, only one mini he's able to get off again from the breakaway, and just going to opt to use the shockwave launcher to create some space, use some natural cover there, and the ramp that was pre-built. Hopefully now pop that med kit, but Clement is nearby, just cone can't.
That was too close for comfort there for Noah Riley. Got that even, but not as many matches he was hoping for it, and hopefully able to continue his streak going through. But now we're on board here with Rezon. Same kind of situation. A lot to work with in the inventory, but not a lot of match. And look, he's looking to set up. Oh, crash pad in the top. Will he get in? No, the cone's going to prevent it, but he's all the way in. He doesn't care. This player being a little bit too careful with their builds, and one of that drop, and they're not going to be able to get it. Is Rezon going to get the drop on them as they're continuing the crash pad? Crash pad in, trying to get the player out, and shots go through, and PCH going to go down yet again.
Really good job from Reason there to hound that fight out. Saw all of the excess loot that was coming in there. Knew if he was able to close that out, he'd be able to just kind of advance himself in the game. And notice too, he pulled that fourth zone. He's right on the edge of that, so he should be looking to see how many extra materials he was able to pick up from PCH there and just build himself a nice little base, expand out, get deeper into that zone, and then own all of that territory possible. Make it harder for people to rotate back over. Because now we're going to swing on board here with Pen, who was 6 coming into this match. Another big opportunity for him to rocket up the leaderboard with his teammate Rifle going down.
He's got to make a very, very good slate of decisions in front of him. When does he rotate? Does he rotate now? If you look, he's got a good white line there. Only one player getting between him and that. And he's actually going to choose to go around the top. But he assumes that there's not that many players coming this way because it came from Shimi. But look how many arrows assume that as well. And so unfortunately, he's got a lot of players in this area. He's trying to set up an ambush, but nobody is going to fall for it. Kane is going to be the one nearest there as he does get some shots, but this is not where him wants to be. Because Kane's going to send the cone. He's got to realize that, and he does. He puts the ramp. He knows immediately. That cone in the middle of all these builds is a little bit fishy.
It's a little bit fishy. You can also tell as soon as it enters that edit state, it's no longer that fully built. If you see a non-fully built cone, you have to be wary of it. With that player trying to catch an advantage of Hen, and Hen says, "Joke's on you. Welcome to the chicken coop. I'm the boss here." Takes him down. No problem closing in on that second placement threshold, but Hen trying to catch up and take over that #1 spot, being the top legend, but now on board one of the favorites is Rezon, who has had a relatively decent performance today, just on the outside of the top 15 coming into this game, but it's not been the consistency we've seen out of him in the heat stage. Finding it a little bit harder to cement himself in those consistent top 15s and top 10s that he was so well known for during the qualifiers.
And every day you play Fortnite, somebody gets better, somebody improves, and somebody comes out of nowhere. And you've got to be on top of that. And for some of these players, sometimes, you know, it doesn't end up working out that way because of the RNG factor. It's unfortunate to see him go down there. As we see a fight happening between Wolfies and Serenity Swaps, as Rezon going to look to get some third parties there, is actually shooting through an open edit there, not shooting through a wall. He does get some tags onto Swaps, and Swaps is dropping down onto Wolfies, and Wolfies is actually going to fall.
And we've seen this time and time again. We've kind of talked about it. Wolfies is really good when he's the aggressor, but he can kind of be taken advantage of when you go back on him, and that's what we've seen time and time again, and that's kind of what European solos is about. Like, yes, you can be good when you have all the tempo, but pretty much every other one of these players is good at playing high tempo. As Reason identifying the fact that that fight had been resolved, immediately crash pads over, and he's able to pick that one up. Now he has 3 players worth of loot over on the side with priority on zone. He's going to be somebody to keep an eye on to potentially take advantage of the fact that 3 of the players in the top 7 have already fallen. Tayson, another player we want to keep an eye on. He was top 10 before coming right into this. He's able to pick up Steelic with just 1 HP to spare before that siphon ends up coming through, and that's a 2-point swing as we hit top 50.
And he finds the extra minis as well. This is so good. He gets the flopper off. He's going to have minis to refill the ones that he's trying to take. And he finds a good path to zone as well. This was very, very clutch in getting into this end game. Because had he not found that, he would have been very, very, very much in shambles. Rezon nearby, Milwaukee there as well as we get Nebby, Arion Carton there on your screen, Mr. X as well, advises there. A Savage now in this in-game as well, 17 points, so he needs 2 back-to-back perfect games to get to that top.
Yeah, and it's somebody who's very good at executing in the mid and the late game. We've seen time and time again 100 Thieves, Mr. Savage. And we also haven't seen as much as we did before. The peppers in play. When you eat those peppers, you get a huge move speed boost, and it lasts for a minute. So when you get in these late game circles, it gives you a lot more options and a little bit more versatility when you're in these fights. And right now, Savage doesn't have one activated, but using the crash test dummy, hoping to avoid an explosion right here and potentially be the one to cause a little bit of demolition derby. Gonna drop in the box, finds the first shot, finds the second, can't quite convert. Right now, 5 HP, and he gets taken down. Mr. Savage, 17 points, going to be on the outside looking in when it comes to contesting for the top spot. Both him and Benji, 2 of the fan favorites, effectively eliminated from that Axe of Champions competition. But want to know who's not? E11 Tayson up on the high ground right now, just raining shots down in that full built metal base, and then using the ramps around the side to cut off any angles on players who might punish him. And a great hip fire shot onto Smudge, then converting afterwards, then right away popping the crash pads and trying to head over towards that player to potentially scoop up whatever he can get as we close in on top 40. That's placement points.
Okay, stream, a little heads up.
Next rotation moving in.
I started a little thing, so the stream's only gonna last for like 20 or 30 minutes, so it's gonna end at like 20 or 30 minutes, so just know that. So it's not gonna be like an hour of stream, so yeah, just know that.
As well, that's gonna be Young Bob going down. Tayson now looking for elimination number 5, not going to be able to get it. He's got a good amount of mats as well. 2 crack pads remaining in the inventory. He can make it into zone number 7 and 8. It is pulls away from him. He's going to look for any eliminations that he can, but he decides, you know what, I'm going to get ahead of zone, then look back, because that is the best way to find these eliminations, as players are not paying attention to the head of zone.
You can see top 25 ticking over. Hen does go down there as well. There's a player who's contending towards the top. But Tayson, the winner of Heat 2, trying to push forward and cement his spot. He is now tied Rifla, who is the leader coming into this. This is his opportunity to take over the front spot. And notice what he's doing so well is he's tarping out and he's using the full builds and he's staying towards the front part of the zone. And then he doubles back right here looking for picks. This is something when you have execution, you have space, no one else is on your level, you turn eliminations in by doing this because he knows he's safe and he can continue moving on a horizontal level while also harassing his opponents. Top 20 ticks over now. Tayson going to continue contributing there. 43 points for the E11 player.
And he goes into zone to crash pad because he wanted to be safe doing it, did not want to risk it. He's got the flopper. That damage he took is effectively null. He's back up to 200 effective HP, but 18 players remaining. He's going to have to make a play. He's already looking for high ground. He's second high right now, but the drop down going to ensue. A squeeze going to fall there to Milan. The shot's going through. Tayson getting challenged, but he's going to get an elimination there. Again, now on 6th elimination. Bayon going to go down. Flopper Michael going to fall as well.
You can see Mongrel up on the high ground, Snazy on the low ground, everyone else in between. Scram still up in this lobby. Nate, Milan, Cartoon up as well. Frenzy Fishy dipping back into the storm. That's the flopper play. Going for a late high ground take right now, and he's trying to push forward. Frenzy Fishy up on the high ground, but now dropping back in. This is the box-to-box fight. He's able to pick it up. There's a huge elimination reason right over the side, but it's all Tayson
I
all
hope
the
you guys
time.
already
9
liked and
eliminations,
subscribed.
pushing forward for top 5, and he's saying right now, I can cement this #1 spot. I can take away the game. I can make you chase me in game number 6 as he closes in for top 3, and he's still hunting. He has that mythic charge shotgun. He says, I'm not just a shockwave player. 11 eliminations. 2 of the players go down, and it's Reason, arguably the strongest solo player, wire to wire, against what is the strongest solo player on the day right now in E11's Tayson. Tayson up on the high ground, Reason on the low ground, and that little bit of Old Man Mountain, he doesn't have to be too large, but it's going to burn Reason through the last of his resources. He's standing out there spraying, no builds left, and Tayson converts, and he does so in a monstrous way. 12 eliminations, add the 14 points for the victory royale. That's 26 points in match number 5. What?
What an insane performance from Tayson. The lead has been blown out of the water. other, and now it's just going to be about who can play catch-up. Can Rifla do it? Can Deceptos do it? Or will Payson take game number 6 as well?
My goodness. Tayson, while we're all sitting here running this marathon, this short baby sprint, he's sitting there letting everyone just take off, get that lead. He's like, oh my gosh, no way, everyone's here. They're all running ahead of me. Saves enough in the tank to get the victory royale in the biggest comeback he needed. Ball, what is going on?
It was clinical, man. It was absolutely clinical. It felt like every shot was connecting. He was making all these quick decisions. There wasn't a time in there where he paused, where he took a second to breathe. He didn't stop at all. Foot on the gas, and he takes it all the way up to the top. What a performance from Tayson.
I feel like there was one person on his keyboard and a separate person on his mouse because he was playing movement and aim perfectly, Tayson. And that's why I'm going to say he's 100% first place right now, holding stuff off from everyone else. The question is completely right, though. Who can catch up to him? Because he's a pack leader by so many points. Oh, my goodness.
And there was definitely some instances where this opportunity arose. We always think of EU, the winners, ending up coming out in the last 2 games. But something else also interesting is that Tayson won Heat 2. And if you think back to FNCS duos and FNCS squads, both of the winners of Heat 2 in squads, it was Red Rush, Drobbin, Snappy, and Wakey. In duos, it was Andalex and Nate who ended up taking that X of Champions. Now, all of a sudden, it looks like it might happen again.
It's his destiny. It's Tayson's destiny to win this entire tournament, this entire region, and it's been decreed. The question is,
nice job, Tayson. Give a shout out to Tayson for winning.
It's their last game to have a stand, have a say in it. XP's Thomas, I mean, if Tayson can do it, if he can be at this spot, 20th place, 30th place, and shoot all the way up, any of these guys could too.
And they all have the capability. Again, we talk about this quality factor. These guys have made it here. They have fought through the gauntlet. They have what it takes to cement that win. They just have to make it happen. 1 game left. We thought it's all, Rifle is at the top, and there's no way. And suddenly Tayson said, no, everyone stand aside. My time is right here, right now. And that's what these guys need to do.
And don't forget, in the Invitational, it was Janice, Tayson's duo partner, but all of a sudden it seems like the skills have transferred because Tayson has not stopped this weekend. He stands above and beyond the rest of 16 points. But if you looked at that top leaderboard, there's a big question, right? Because we were saying, oh, it's Deceptos, oh, it's Rifla, oh, these guys, Latwick has an opportunity. But I talked about conversion last time you guys saw me, and all of a sudden, those guys fell. They dropped like flies. Absolutely every single one of them ended up dropping and gave Tayson and so many others the opportunity. But it feels like Tayson took and strangled all the opportunity from everybody else.
That is how it goes sometimes, man. We keep talking about it. Those guys at the top, they have to hold on. If they can't, this will happen.
Yeah, I'm going to give you my natural reactions to what I thought this game would look like. Wow, Anas, I'm so hyped and ready for you to be playing this out to get all the way back up to first. And here we go. He gets taken out. Past that, it's fine. We have more positions in the top 5, right? Latwick, he's there to hang. He's at authority. He has the power and control. He's went for shots and making sure everything's looking good for himself, but he gets beamed out too.
It's Carrot, who lurks in the authority again since the Invitational, and he stops Latwick's reign up there, but Rifle had nothing in the tank there, gets scrammed. There was a big shift in player behavior in this game and how they were playing so aggressive. The only guy out of that top 5 who made it towards the end was the Deceptos, but a huge shot from Larka out of a peak box to make it count.
And if these jumbo jets of players are not there to rule the skies towards this end game, it's Tayson that takes that flight plan, takes Sword all the way, and takes flight actually into this game and holds down things. Starting off a little bit slow, gets 1 or 2 elims from mid to end game, but then you saw what happened when the zone started to close down. You saw how proficient he was with every decision that he made.
And when you talk about proficiency, how he didn't stop at all in this game, it's because of this new season, because the crash pads actually activate people in mobility to get this far in the game and then do things like this. Tayson finding the moments where players are going to drop in to old bases, for where he could find Elam's. And then again, decisive, dropping down, gets another one, and he does not stop.
Every shot he took was still from cover looking out towards the open, so it was literally perfect. There was nothing wrong with what he was doing at all.
Not at all, and even when players start to get aggressive on him, he will respond in kind. He only has a charged shotgun and a burst AR, but he makes it work even close range, and then it's just follow up. Down below, another peek box. He finds another. This is it. Look at this shot. The flick jump onto the player on height, the biggest threat, and Tayson takes him out so fast. Another quick build, and boom.
He actually lands the shot, lands the landing, and then gets height with another back-to-back past that. The left peak, followed by the right one as well. Reason had no idea what he was up against, and Tayson was on fire with so much hot momentum. What a performance.
If you blinked, you missed it, because I don't know where the shockwave launcher went, but he still had Kit's charge, and that's apparently all you need if you're Tayson. I'm getting scared for everybody. 16 points, but also if he does what we saw in Heat 2, which is back-to-back wins, all of a sudden this might be over and done with.
I'm reading my notes here. I think I'm seeing there's a new mythic player on the map, and if he's in the end game, if he's near height, this man is winning, so watch out for Tayson in Game 6.
The tone has shifted. Can Tayson hold down that #1 spot, or will someone step up and try to dethrone him? Let's get ready to get into the last game
guys,
here in EU.
there is going to be 4 more minutes until the stream shuts down. The time will be 2:25. I mean, 25. Whenever it hits 25, then the stream will shut down. I wish it would do longer, but by accident I did it like that, and if I changed it back, the stream would have to end. So yeah, just let it end, and we'll just try this.
The first of 12 eliminations to secure the victory royale in a 16-point lead coming into the final match. Clay, can anybody catch him, or is it a wrap?
The only way somebody can catch him is if somebody here in Sydney decides that they want to push and get this elimination. There's somebody nearby as well as either Tinsel or Janice. You know they land here. They have an opportunity. It's going to be Tinsel there to shut him down if they want to and go on a run of themselves, but it would need to be quick and decisive. As we saw last game, Kason put down Janice. He did not care they were doing mates. He did not care they were landing in the same place. He said, you know what? Nah, this game I'm going to go on my own little spree. I'm going to write my own destiny.
And that's what it's all about. We talked about it. There's no love lost. It's a solo competition. There is one Axie champion up for grabs, and everyone is currently chasing Kason, where he's picking up Elam in the feed there. So who besides E11's Kason is currently in the running? Rifle sitting in second place at 42 points, needs 16 to close it. He is the closest. And you have Deceptos at 41. Ken at 40, Reason at 40, Deal at 38, Snazy at 38, and then we'll keep Letwick in the conversation as well at 37. That's 21 points back. So that's 7 eliminations plus the victory royale.
And it sounds like a lot because it is, but these players can do it. These players can make the play. We just saw Payson do just that. But of course, it's all contingent on if Kason goes down. If he's able to make it into that top 25, into the top 15, top 10 placement points, then your chances are very, very, very slim of top 10.
Okay, guys, we have 1 minute until the stream ends. I hope you guys have been watching to the end. So, 1 minute till the stream ends. I wish it could be longer, but I guess that's just what happened. So yeah, it might not stop as soon as it hits 25, but it's gonna stop.
While you're performing that animation, if a player walks in right on the other side of the door, this is a NOS looking to manufacture the elimination.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say this before the stream ends. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. And we have 20 more seconds until the stream ends. So watch for that 20 seconds and then it's gonna end.
Clutch trying to stay out and run away, but Anas gonna pick that one up.
And that's so good. We talked about it last game. We talked about doing everything possible to get.
Okay, guys, it's gonna end now.